I'm Sharon Richardson, and I've been a professional artist for many, many years. And in the last 5 years, I've done a fine art calendar at the end of each season in getting ready for the next year. So that's what I'm very excited to show you today is my 2025 Year in Art calendar. And we're going to open it up right now. On the back is a little bit about me and how I came to be an artist interested in weather and skies, beautiful flowers, pollinators, scenes of the ocean, and a wildly imaginative mind. The cover image is my spirit owl, and of course it has all the particulars, a year in art, but this is not just any calendar. First of all, it's not 12 months, but it starts with January of 2025, but it actually runs all the way through January of 2026, so it's 13 months. You get beautiful, high-resolution, very colorful images, big and beautiful, but they are what are called giclée prints. They're true giclée. That is a fancy word that means nothing more than that the ink won't run and the colors won't fade. It's done with pigmented ink on very heavy fine art paper. And that's not just the cover, that's all the pages. So let's take a look inside. I'm very eager to show you. This is, of course, January of 2025. And because this year I completed all 4 seasons of Umbrelandia, I chose the first month of each of our 4 seasons to be the image from Umbrelandia. So this is the blizzard, and this is January of 2025. And next up, we have my frosting heart. It says love for February. And yes, it really did begin with a cake. Next up, of course, is March, and there we have my paper whites. And I'll come a little closer. You can see that after I finished the watercolor background and I put in some acrylic white for the petals, I went back with a gel pen and did a lot of creative additions throughout. This is only a part of the original. The original is at a gallery, Gallery 1802 in La Crosse, Wisconsin. It's 15 by 30 inches, and actually it's also part of a series. I like working in series because once I get an idea, I like to elaborate it. But now we've come to the first month of the spring season, and so we're back to Umbrelandia, and this is the wedding. I love doing the umbrellas because it gives me permission, not that I need permission, but it does give me permission to paint with wild abandon in lots of colors. This is Love Note, and it's actually named for the original painting is called Edith's Love Note. And who is Edith? Well, I'm not sure I actually know, but her last name was Walford, and this is one of the Dykes Award-winning irises that I grow in my garden. So I named it Edith's Love Note. June, this is an interesting one. I have been working with multimedia. I started as an oil painter. I am very familiar now with watercolor and acrylic, and I don't like acrylic as well as I did the watercolor, so I work with oil pastels. But this was a return for me to doing an entire piece only in watercolor, and it's called The Calm Before. Centuries ago, the Chinese Buddhists introduced the art of origami to Japan, and now both countries are masters of the art. And this year I saw the launching of literally tens of thousands of little origami boats out into the Pacific. And it reminded me of the power of ideas that in the case of the little paper boats, we send our best hopes and dreams out into the universe in the hopes that the universe will return with in kind and with answers to what we wish. So it's an untethered boat because creativity is kind of an untethered mind. One thing leads to another, and here we have The Calm Before. And of course now with the month of July, we're back to a brand new season of summer, and our fun little umbrellas, our colorful little umbrellas, are all at the beach in the surf. August. Well, this is another of my romantic flowers. They started out to be pink carnations. I'm not sure exactly how they ended up, but I do love painting glass because it's an intellectual challenge to me to make it look like glass, have reflectivity, but also be transparent. And this is called Heaven Sent. I like the title. I can't take credit for it. I use ChatGPT. But it's scent, S-C-E-N-T, and I think it fits quite well for this. Here we are to October. Whoops, I think we missed a month. We did. Let's not miss September. And of course, September is a larger version, or is a smaller version rather, of the cover of my 2025, A Year in Art. That was a commission I did for a friend who has an owl as their spirit animal. Okay, now we are in October, in the beginning of the fall season, and this was actually the very first of the Umbrelandia series. And as I say, the umbrellas can come in lots of colors, and it gave me free rein to do wild and fun things with characters that I invented. They're not as important as the art that emerged, but here we have the umbrellas becoming not just a canopy for a person in the rain, but they have become the canopy of the forest. And this one is called The Secret Life. This is November. This was actually the last of the full watercolors that I created about a month and a half ago. In fact, I gave a print of this away last month from Light Pixie Studio. I have a giveaway every month of something. More on that in a moment. But this is called Last Light, and it's the sun setting behind the bluffs on the far west side of the Mississippi River. And while this is the last picture of 2025, this is December Morn, and that was a real little fawn that gave me a long look outside in the snow. It's not the last page in the calendar. This is also something fairly new. I've been experimenting with different ideas. This is watercolor, but I first drew black lines, pen lines, to make the shape of the poppy, and then filled it in with the paint. I've been doing a lot of poppies over the years, but this one is called Make Mine Poppies. And I can't say that poppies are my favorite flower, except during the season that they're in bloom. I have lots of things that I love. I love peonies, I love irises, and all the pollinators that live among them. In fact, the Edith's Love Note with the irises has a hidden bee in it. And if you buy my calendar, you can look for it. So this is, you can see what's in the calendar on the back. You have a full image of the original of Spirit Owl, but there's a hack for this camera. Excuse me, I'm thinking cameras today. There's a hack for this calendar. It's not only 13 months of beautiful images that you can use in a very practical sense as you keep your calendar, but if you have a pair of scissors and you have some tape and you have an inexpensive frame. This is what I did with the previous calendar. I just took the picture out. They come out easily. You just rip it out, cut the picture to size, and it works well in square. It works perfectly in 8.5 or 8 by 10. I'm getting ready for next year's calendar already. And this is what I think is going to be January of 2020, not 2026. Well, yes, it will be, because I'll start the calendar. I'll overlap that January, and I do every year, so that you get 13 months, but I get to make 2 pictures for that month. So this is it's a metal frame. It wasn't expensive. I bought 4 of them at a time. And when we're talking a $39 calendar, and you get 13 pieces of art. You can fill your own gallery, or they make lovely hostess gifts or gifts for a friend. Something for you to consider. I have the top link, if you're seeing this on Instagram, in the link in my bio is a direct link to the page where you can order my A Year in Art. And I want to thank all of you who've supported me with your likes and comments and your purchases through the years. I am a passionate artist. I love what I do. I would do it even if there wasn't an audience, but it's so much more satisfying to know that you're there. And so this calendar with my spirit owl on the front and A Year in Art comes direct from my heart to you, and I hope you will enjoy it. And you can take some of these pictures and frame them inexpensively and send them out with your heart to the people that share your life. Now, if you're seeing this on Facebook, I have the direct link to my webpage is there. And on Instagram, you can even contact me directly to my cell phone or message me, however it works best for you. But I would be delighted to send you one of my 2025 calendars, $39 for 13 beautiful giclée images. And I gave away a $50 gift card from Light Pixie Studio yesterday, and I've already contacted Eleanor G., who lives in Vermont, and she will be able to choose anything from my website, that $50. If she picks something small and it doesn't use it all, my website's smart enough to keep track of it so she can come back and get something else. I do a giveaway every single month. Sometimes it's a piece of art, sometimes it's a tote. I've been trying out the gift cards. They seem to be not only successful with the people who receive them, but the thing I like is it helps me know what are the most popular images on my website.